Very good evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. I was watching the game on a watch-along podcast earlier on, so whoever watched the podcast with me, well, tuned into the podcast, I really appreciate it. What a win tonight. What a win. Big result away in Germany for Celtic. Yes, we didn't progress into the Europa League last 16, but going over there against all odds, scoring the first minute of the game, defending for 94 minutes and getting out there with a clean sheet and a historic win on German soil just shows that, you know what, if these guys are in it, they need to be in it all together and have fight. And they showed today that they had fight. And you know what? You can't fault them. You cannot fault them. There was one or two individuals out there that wasn't at the level. We all know who them culprits are. But Sinisalo has to start on Sunday against Rangers. There's no if, buts, and maybes. I think every Celtic fan that watched that game tonight would say Sinisalo definitely has to start because it was a good performance. We didn't have a lot of shots on target, to be honest with you, but defensively, we were brilliant. Austin Trusty was brilliant. Dane Murray was outstanding. Srirachi played well. Ralston played all right when he came on. Donovan played well in the first half. I thought McGregor done a lot of nitty-gritty work as well. Atate was poor tonight. You know, Maeda didn't produce a lot regards to shooting, but getting up that wing and, you know, defending and then trying to make things work. He wasn't bad. But Luke McCowan was brilliant. So, folks, wherever you're tuning in from, if it's Facebook or if it's YouTube, I'm gonna be on for about 20 minutes and then I'm gonna jump off. I'm not gonna stay on all night because I'm hungry. I haven't even had anything to eat. I've been home since 5 o'clock and I've been too busy, absorbed on Celtic, winning away in Germany. So most of all, we're all happy, but the fans over there who travelled over there tonight deserve it the most. They were absolutely brilliant from the start to the end. It gives me the vibes of Stadio Olimpico of 2019 when we left there with a historic win. You're going to get fans, like Rangers fans and Hearts fans laughing like, oh my God, they're going on like they won the Champions League tonight. It's a big win. It's the mentality, the confidence. The lads will get a boost after that win tonight. And hopefully this will bring us in the right direction for Ibrox on Sunday. Fingers crossed, because you know what? Confidence, they have it. They had it tonight. And I know last Sunday they let us down at home, and this season in some games they let us down, but at least we leave the Europa League with a victory. A victory that a lot of Celtic fans were not expecting, folks. I wasn't expecting us to go over and do a job against Stuttgart. You know, early goal, set it up for us, you know, backs to the wall, stuck in, and some big interceptions, some big saves from Sinisalo. You know, you could see a difference with the back four when you got Sinisalo, where the ball comes back to him. He doesn't look like he has anxiety. He's distributing the ball. And look at Stuttgart are a tall, physical side. They won a lot of balls up in the air, but they'll move on. They will do well in the Europa League, Stuttgart. But this is about the champions of Scotland finally making a statement to ourselves and to the fans as well. You know, like the week we've had, like just like getting beaten by them at home, then getting beaten by Hibs, and then going over there, and obviously Martin O'Neill started with Murray, started with Mccowan tonight, and Mccowan, you know what, his finish was absolutely brilliant. And you give it to Amadou, like he's an assist. You know, he didn't play great in the game after that, but you know, it was early days. It was the first minute when we scored. You know, never seen, for various reasons, good result, but paper doesn't cover the cracks. So 100%, Adam, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. Is this the boost that will get the team playing now, going into this crucial game on Sunday, or will we just fall asunder on Sunday? Time will tell. Time will tell. You can't hide away from there's problems. You can't hide away that there's problems in the team. You can't hide away there's the void in the stands. You can't hide away that there's trouble with the fans on the board. It has been an absolute shit of a season, but we can rescue it. The players can rescue the season if they put their heads in it and fight to the end, like they done tonight, and do that in the league and the Scottish Cup. You never know. It sounds fucking crazy me saying this tonight. I know I sound absolutely like I'm sniffing glue when I'm saying this, but we're still in the contention of winning a double. I know that sounds funny to some fans, but we're still in the Scottish Cup. We're still in the league. We still have a game in hand to play. We still have Hearts to play at Celtic Park. We still have to play Rangers twice in the league. You know, think there could be twists and turns in this season. And I know I was very negative last Sunday, folks, but after tonight, it's given me a little bit of hope to believe that if we, who do you want a second? Stop being an absolute dick, man. You know, this type of shit. I don't want to be in the next round. I want to focus on the league. Even if Celtic did get through, I would have been like, you know what? It's distraction. We don't need it. So now I'm glad that we can focus on the most important thing, which is the league and the Scottish Cup. Start making progress in domestic football, because this year we've been horrendous, you know. Let's see. It's just gas that you get Rangers fans and all sorts of fans jumping on these podcasts and trying to think they're funny. He's like, gobshites. You're absolute fools. Like, there's not a chance I would jump on to a Rangers podcast or a Hearts podcast and try to be funny. You're failing. Absolute gobshites. I'm waiting for me, Cody. I'm doing this podcast. Well done to Celtic. It was amazing. Our first win in Germany after 16 attempts against German opposition away from home. We finally got our first win. And look at last year, we were in a stage of the Champions League and we played brilliant away from home in Germany and Munich, and we were unlucky that night. I know in the league phase we got pumped by Dortmund, but you know, we take some credit from tonight. Take some credit. Give Martin O'Neill some credit. Give the coaching staff some credit. I know it hasn't been great. It hasn't been a good watch on the eye, but tonight you can go to bed and actually take a bit of pride from it. I said last night on the podcast, if they go over there and just wear the badge and, you know, try their very best, that's all we can ask for. And they done that tonight. They done that, you know. If we beat one of the best teams in Europa League away from home, we can beat one of the worst teams in Europa League away from home. That's a fact. It is a fact. We can, if we can, we can do it. We can do it. You know, like, look, let's be honest. Rangers are going to be up for it on Sunday at Ibrox. They're going to have that 40-odd thousand fans. We'll have our 3,000 or 3,500 fans. And it's about Callum McGregor saying to the boys in that dressing room tonight, well done, lads. This could be the start of something. Let's forget about the noise. Let's forget about the negativity. If we want to make history, we need to do it ourselves. We need to prove to these fans that we need to deserve to be champions, and we need to go out and beat Rangers on fucking Sunday. We need to go out and show them why we're fucking champions, and we're not going down without a fucking fight. That's why. That's why. Hail, Keith, just play the Celtic way. All the chances from outside the box. You get rebounds, on goal, penalties, whatever. It can happen. Keep the faith. As I said, I have a bit of faith. I think we're on a high now after winning tonight. And I think some fans will come down to reality on Saturday and Sunday. Nerves will start kicking in. But as I said, it's either going to go three ways on Sunday. You could expect a draw, you could expect a defeat, or you could expect a win. And we are the underdogs going into the game on Sunday. But if Callum McGregor can get a reaction out of these players, if Martin O'Neill can play Sinisalo, play I thought Murray was brilliant tonight. Thought he'd be up there as one of the standouts of the game. But it's a different kettle of fish when you're playing at Ibrox. And let's look at the squad. Let's look at the ratings. Sinisalo, look at 8.4. Trusty, 7.4. Murray, 7.9. Rio Atate, poor performance by him tonight. Maeda only got a 6.3. I thought Maeda actually played good. I thought he played well. I thought he defended well. I thought he got back. I thought he pushed up. I thought he tried his very best. He only had one shot on target. Two shots on target with a header, which was roll off us offside. But we really got stuck into the trenches. I thought Mccowan, would I start him on Sunday at Ibrox? If him and Yang can get that click, why not? Why not? Look at off the ball. Look at all the. He's done a lot of work tonight. A lot of work, and that's where he scored from, that position there. So yeah, he did try hard, and I'm surprised with that rating, to be honest with you. I thought he did. I thought he tried hard, and but we're going to Dane Murray, and then the bench, obviously, Big Tan came on. He pulled off some decent blocks as well in his own box. Ralston, at times he looked sluggish, but Taneki, one shot on target. It was, to be honest, I thought he was poor when he came on. Benjamin Egan was to be seen. He nice slide tackle for him towards the end of the game. Kelechi, he was basically 1-on-1, but he passed it over to Taneki. But take a bit of pride tonight. Srirachi was brilliant. Srirachi was all. Look at Srirachi's footprint. Look at that. He was absolutely immense tonight. And we need to sign Srirachi in the permanent. We should be ringing up Broker Juniors and say, let's do a bit of business in the summer. We're happy with him. But Sinisalo, some big saves from the Finn tonight. Some big saves. And I know some Celtic fans don't race Sinisalo, but Sinisalo tonight, it's a clean sheet in Europe. It's a big clean sheet. And you know what? The chapter's over in the Europa League, and I don't know where we're gonna be next season, what competition we're gonna be in next season. If it's Conference, Europa, or Champions League, what matters is tonight is a result. Celtic finally won away in Germany. Celtic finally won away in Germany against an outfit that has only been beaten once at home in the league this season, and that's against Bayern Munich. So take the positives, folks. Take the positives out of it. Really take the positives out of it. As I said, it may feel like it's papering over the cracks of how bad we are domestically, but tonight, have a bit of pride. And you take that confidence into the game on Sunday, or either build from it or will fall to sunders. It's either one or the other, Evening, Keith, a good game. We need a striker. 100%. We are shite up front. We have to rely on our midfield to get goals. We're absolutely brutal up front. Stephen says, Tam is no striker, lads. We still need quality. Played that Chris Sutton role as centre-back for some of the game. And we still need a great quality striker. Energy from Srirachi, top class. Absolutely top class he was. Adam says, if you want to do anything this season, it has to be a fight. 100%. We need to go to Ibrox and really stand up and not be bullied by anyone. Fight like their lives depend on it. 100%. As I said, you go to war on Sunday. You go into the trenches and make sure that we win the battle in the midfield. Because let's be honest, Raskin would be favouring going against Callum McGregor. Raskin's been pretty average this season for Rangers, and Callum McGregor hasn't really shooted up to the levels. But on the day, form goes out the window. Fair enough, except the goalkeeper, but form goes out the window, and you have to step up in these games and show why you want them more. It's Celtic win on Sunday. It'll give Rangers a scare. It'll give Hearts a scare, because we're not going down without a fight, folks. It's a massive win. We fought for a heavy win. Some of our fans have confidence. Rangers have been getting a pen, sending off the last 10 games. Look, that's the typical SFA way. And you say it's conspiracy, all this bullshit, but look at the amount of penalties to be getting. It doesn't matter about them. What matters is we're going to enjoy tonight. We're gonna take it on the chin, and hopefully this is the start of something. Hopefully the boys can go home on that plane tonight and say, you know what? If we can beat a Bundesliga team in the home patch, what's stopping us going to Ibrox and playing against a team that was brutal in the Europa League and actually giving them a go? Good to see you more positive tonight. 100%. like as I said, I don't like to come onto these videos and put a downer on things. I sat there and watched it on live. I sat there and watched the game on my phone, and I was impressed. I really was impressed. Bar Rio Hatate should be ashamed of himself. He just doesn't have the hunger. I would not be letting Rio Hatate near that team on Sunday, to be honest. Him and Schmeichel, you know. And it was good. You know what? I'll give Kasper Schmeichel some praise. Even though he wasn't on the pitch tonight, you could see him on the sidelines pushing his team. And that was good to see. That was good to see. Happy for the fans in Germany. Exactly. Happy for them. Let them have their drink, their Steiners tonight and enjoy it. You know, over 3,500 fans make the trip to Stuttgart, and they deserve it. You know, it just gave the Stadio Olimpico vibes. It really did. It really gave them vibes tonight. And look, we got a big win against Feyenoord in the Europa League. We got a decent performance against Bologna with 10 men, and you know, it was a decent draw over in Belgrade as well. But you take confidence from these games, and you know, Rio Hatate should be embarrassed. Should be embarrassed. He was absolutely brutal. He gave away the ball 4 times, and then there was a stage in the game where yes, they did score, but it was offside because the player ran back on after receiving treatment. The 4th official weighed them on. But Rio Hatate and Ralston were at fault for it. But look, we got away. We done well. If Kasper played tonight, it would have been 5-1. It sounds terrible to say that, but the guy does not. You've seen how comfortable Sinisalo was when it was coming for crosses and corners. You know, he looked more comprehensive in the goal. It looked like he was more demanding, you know. And the saves he pulled off, like them 3 big saves, like playing against a Bundesliga team away from home and getting a clean sheet, a team that's, you know, one of the favourites to win the Europa League. You can take a lot of confidence from that, you know. Holding back the years. So, folks, if this is your first time tuning into the channel on Facebook, jump over to YouTube at the end, subscribe to the channel. You know what? All the work I put in, all I'm asking is a fucking subscription, a free subscription. Subscribe to the channel, because I would have killed to be at Stuttgart tonight. And I was happy for the team, but I was more happier for the fans. I was more happier for the fans, because seeing them fans, you know, big grins on their faces, taking it in, lots of topless, enjoying it. You know, it was just unbelievable to see. You know, it was rolling back the years. It really was. You know, hopefully, you will give us some confidence. Hope so, Claire. I hope so. So I just want to give a little shout out to the likes on Facebook: Rab, McElroy, Joe McQuillan, Thomas, and thank you to Stacey Campbell, Rab, Thomas, and Mary Doherty for the likes. But folks, what I would say to you is on Facebook, if you watch YouTube, jump over to YouTube. It's the exact same name. Subscribe to the channel. It's going to cost you absolutely zilch to subscribe. I've been doing this YouTube channel since 2018. Last year I had a setback, had a lot of personal issues going on, but I'm over that now. I'm back in the swing of things. I don't care how many views I get in my videos. All I care about is people coming in and leaving a comment or subscribing. Rome wasn't built in one day. I enjoy doing this channel. I enjoy taking time out in my life and doing this to try cheer you up. You know, sometimes I'm annoying shy, but I will say what I say. Let's get positive, no negativity. Let's get behind the team. Look, it's not even being a happy clapper mentality tonight. If it's in the locker and we can prove it against a team from Germany who's a good outfit, what's stopping us going to Ibrox and doing it? And if we do it at Ibrox, it will lift. It will start winning people in behind, and it's going to be a difficult 11 games, no question about it. And as I said the other day, they have to stand up and be leaders. People need to step up and show why they deserve to wear the jersey. Not Rio Hatate, not Kasper Schmeichel. I know Kasper Schmeichel is probably passionate about Celtic, but his His capability is in question. His injury that he hasn't shook since April 25 is still in question. His distribution of the ball is in question. His diving is in question. Well, you have a young 24-year-old keeper that could do it, who's Finland's number 2. And the Finns are actually doing all right in recent times as well. I must say, I'm very proud of the team tonight. Didn't expect anything. No one expected us to go over and get 3 points. I'll be honest. I don't think any of us expected 3 points tonight, but we got the 3 points. And great to see Martin O'Neill going out to the fans and waving to them, you know. Good to see that famous hand up in the air. Only players seem to shit the bed when it comes to playing Rangers. We need to go and show. We need to get out of this rut playing Rangers in the league. That's it. We need to end this fucking saga of like, oh, we were unbeaten last year against you in the league. We were unbeaten. We're gonna go unbeaten this year. This is their mentality. This is their mentality. I was watching Sky Sports News today, and there was like this musician called Robin Sutton. She was a Rangers fan, and she was giving all this. Oh, we're gonna win the league. We're gonna do this. I'm like, sit yourself down, love. Who are you? Like, you're deluded. You may have money more than me, but you're deluded in the head. You need to go and use that money and get a rain check. These are fucking deluded. You know? Let's hope. I don't want to take a draw on Sunday. I really do not want to draw on Sunday. A draw will feel like a defeat to me. It will. That's why I just think we could just go out there and fucking beat them. Beat them in that fucking shit ground of a stadium and show them why we're champions. You know? So, yes, I'm going to be up early on Sunday. I'm going to be doing podcasts on Sunday. I'm going to be up for it. And I may look like a fool if we get beaten or we draw, but you know what? Fuck it. It's the occasion. You got to believe in your team. You got to believe in them. And it's been hard to get behind them this season. But fuck it. Tonight was a big stepping stone. And I'm just hoping we don't go 2 steps backwards, folks. I really hope. I pray that we don't go 2 steps backwards. We'll beat the Buns on Sunday. I hope so. I really hope so. I'm not getting too confident. I just want to see us go out there and take the game to them. Like, Tierney was rested tonight. Araujo, hoping he's fit for the game on Sunday. He's a big hitter. Scales was rested tonight. And I know a lot of people are going to jump in the comments and like, Scales. But Scales, when he is playing, he's on his game. And he needs a good performance at Ibrox. He really does, you know. He dragged Lagerbielke through that game when Kyogo scored that goal, that volley. Remember that? Remember Liam Scales that season when he got Champions League Man of the Match performances? People forget about that. That was only a couple of years ago, folks. He wasn't bad last year. And then he wasn't bad up until the end of October this year. You need to start getting behind these guys. I don't want to get behind Kasper or Rio because I just think they're just not in it. They're not invested in it. I've said this already on the channel. I would start Maeda up front on Sunday. I know people will say, oh, I give Tavernier headaches and all that stuff, but start Maeda on Sunday. I think Iheanacho doesn't have it. I don't think Tam has it. And I don't think Adamu has it as well. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm completely wrong with it, but I would Sinisalo has to start. There's no if, but maybes. Sinisalo has to start on Sunday. If he does not start Sinisalo on Sunday, I will be and if we lose the game, I will be fucking raging at O'Neill. It was just a ridiculous decision if he doesn't start him. I would start Mccowan on Sunday. Drop Atate, put Mccowan in there because Atate is a waste of a jersey. He's a waste of wage. He's a waste of a jersey. I'm grateful what he's done in the past, but this is now, and we got a player that's completely fucking not even 20% invested. He came off and he was just like, looks like he was glad he came off. There wasn't frustration, you know. There wasn't frustration there. You see Luke McCown coming off, it looked like he was frustrated because he looked like he wanted to stay on because he was enjoying it. He was enjoying it. 12 o'clock kickoffs after playing Europe is unfair. Look. At the end of the day, Rangers had games in Europe and we were in Europe, and then they went on to beat us after playing an extra time. There's no excuses. There's no fucking excuses. We have a couple of days to prepare ourselves. Yes, they'll have a whole week to be fresh, but forget about that. It's all in there. It's all in there. If you believe in it, you should chase it and go for it. That's what it's important. Throw them out a curveball and play two up front. Who would you play up front? Moyeda and Tam? Negrin, and so I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna go with me starting 11. Now I might change over the next couple of days. You know what? No, I won't even go for me starting 11 because I'm about to get a knock at the door in a couple of minutes. I'm due a Dane Murray, a curry. Due a good old Dane Murray, a good curry tonight. Good celebration curry. Sinisalo, Arajo, Scales, Murray, Tierney, Mccowan, Chamberlain, Negrin, Taneki, Nacho. Where's McGregor? Where's McGregor? You have to start your captain, even though he hasn't been great. You have to start McGregor. He's not gonna not start McGregor. I know what you're saying, but maybe you just float the midfield with 5 and then play 1 and Negrin behind him. The Ox. Do you know what? I wouldn't even start the Ox on Sunday. I bring the Ox on. Bring him on the second half. Give him a counter start. See how he gets on. See can he strive in the game and to bring Chamberlain on. You know, to win the win in Germany will be good for morale. 100%. It will definitely be good for morale. And as I said, if you're a Celtic player after beating a decent outfit in Europe tonight, away from home and getting a clean sheet and scoring in the first minute and holding that clean sheet, you would be on a high. You know, is it a shame that we're out of the Europa League? Not really, because let's be honest, we're going to go on and win the Europa League. So I'm not really pissed off or out of it. We have bigger shit to be worrying about. You know, bigger shit to be worrying about ahead. A difficult title race. As I said the other night, folks, we won the league in 2008 with 5 defeats. We're on 7 defeats now. We won the league in 1986 Love Street with 6 defeats, which was 36 games that season. On the last day, we all know. And then we won the league in 1998 with 6 defeats, which was 36 games as well. So impossible's nothing. You never know. Ox to start, get a lead, get the current born sweating. So would you put McGregor on the second half and rely on McCowan, Negrin, and Ox in that midfield? Was that what you would think about doing, Andrew? Just a question. Is Arajo, Scales, Tierney, and Sarachi possibly backline? Do you go with Scales after a decent display tonight? I don't think he's going to play Tierney centre back. I think he's going to stick with Scales. I think he'll start with Tierney. Like I've seen how much he was delighted with Sarachi, but you could play 3-5-2. I know it's not the ideal formation because we tried to do it under Nancy, but it's under Neil. It's different. Actually, McGregor or McCowan. I think McCowan should start. I would actually play Oxlade Chamberlain in the second half. I just think Oxlade doesn't have the full leg capacity yet, the full fitness levels. As what's his name? Oh my god, I always forget his name. That does Celtic TV, the commentator, this former player. I always forget his name. Did you see Willie Hawley video plans to buy Celtic for 10 million worth of shares? I heard about. I seen a story about. I didn't look into it too much, to be honest with you, because I was more focused on the game tonight. I will do a video on it over next maybe tomorrow or so. Evening plunge. Great unexpected performance. Hope to give the players confidence. Peter Grant, that's the one. Peter Grant. He kept saying, "Oh, there's a difference between training and getting match time." He kept saying it the other night like a fucking broken record. He's as bad as me, but big result. So I'm just going to check my phone to see have I received any new subscribers since I've been on this podcast. I always chase you to subscribe to the channel. One new subscriber. Who's going to be a legend and subscribe to the channel that hasn't? Yeah, Anyone over on Facebook going to step up to the mark? But folks, I'm going to head because I'm due a curry and I'm absolutely starving. But what a good night. Thank you very much for everyone watching. I'll be back on tomorrow night. I would say about 7 o'clock tomorrow night, folks. About 6:45 tomorrow night. 6:45 tomorrow night, I'll be on just for about 40 minutes, just chatting about the game and going into the derby, similar to kind of what it is tonight, and hopefully talk about Willie Horney's 10 million proposal for buying Celtic shares as well, which is fantastic. But I'll be back on tomorrow night. Enjoy tonight. Don't go to bed moaning. Go to bed with a smile and bring on the cream buns on Sunday. Hail, hail.